Hi everyone, thank you for viewing this presentation. I'm Fanging from Advanced Tax Group 5. Together here with me are my group mates Tae Shin, Chia Meng Hao and Ye Gok Wei. We here in this video will talk about the impacts of the budget announcement on any tax implication for business and also individuals. And the budget will be the Malaysian Budget 2022, which has been presented by Minister of Finance on 29 October 2021. Well, now let's get to know some facts about the budget. As Malaysia emerged from the pandemic of COVID-19, the Malaysia Budget 2022 proposal were formulated to rebuild the economy along major themes of recovery, resilience, and reform. These budget measures aim at increasing government tax revenues and spurring investment. The budget itself formulated 332.1 billion, which is the highest compared to previous. This budget seen as a feel-good budget, which had benefits for almost everyone in the Malaysian family, in line with government's themes of Keluarga Malaysia, Makmur Sejahtera. So this is some of the facts about Malaysian Budget 2022. But what is the impact of this budget to business and individuals? Well, I start with one of the impacts, which is individual tax relief has been enhanced. Under Malaysian Budget 2022, tax relief for individuals was enhanced by owing to the adverse economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it includes relief and deduction for the various expenses such as self-enhancement fees, accommodation at premiums for tourism, installation payments, and much more. First, course fees mainly proposed for upskilling or self-enhancement that conducted by a recognized body will to be tax deductibles for year assessments 2022 and 2023, which up to an increased limit amount of 2,000 for each year assessment. Second, under the Employees Social Security Act 1969, contribution made to the Social Security Organization are deductible up to maximum of 350, which increased from 250. This relief has been extended to include contributions under the Employment EIX Act 2017 starting effect from year assessment 2022. Third, accommodation fees at premises or building that register with the Commissioner of Tourism and tourist attraction entrance fee that conduct within periods 1st March 2020 to 31 December 2022 are deductible up to a maximum amount of 1,000 ringgit Malaysia. Furthermore, expenditure incurred on purchasing domestic tour package from a licensed travel agents are also eligible for tax deduction starting from 1st January of 2021 to 31 December 2022. In addition, childcare fees incurred from a registered childcare center or kindergarten continue to be deductible up to a maximum amount of 3,000 ringgit Malaysia for year assessment 2020 to year assessment 2023 with the same requirements, and that is individual child must be aged 6 years old and below. Besides that, payments for installation, purchase, rental, and hire purchase of equipment, or subscription for the use of electric vehicle charging facilities for the individual's own vehicle, and is not for the purpose of running business, are deductible to a maximum amount of 2,500 ringgit Malaysia for each basis year starting from year assessment 2022 to year assessment 2023. Not only that, purchasing of a personal computer, smartphone or tablet that is not intended for business purposes and solely for the individual's own use or that of his spouse or child is deductible up to a maximum amount of 2,500 ringgit Malaysia. Now that's all about the impacts of budget to individual tax relief. Now I will pass the presentation to my group mate Tae Shin.
Hello, I am Tae Shin. Now I want to present another two impacts of Malaysia Budget 2022. Increase of citizens' quality of life is one of the impacts. On the part of Malaysia Citizens Health and COVID-19 Budget 2022 provide 2 billion to fund the vaccination program. Another 2 billion will be provided to enhance the capacity of public health service facilities. Then there are sponsorship of medical specialist program with 100 million to foster a culture of healthy living. 70 million on mental health support service, counseling and psychosocial support. Budget 2022 also includes the initiative that involve direct cash assistance and welfare. For the example, Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia (BKM) will connect 2,000 ringgit to households earning less than 2,500 ringgit per month with 3 or more children. The assistance of 500 ringgit to single-parent households that monthly income less than 5,000 ringgit and assistance of 300 ringgit to senior citizen households. Government also provide 25 million to Yayasan Keluarga Malaysia to lead effort in protecting the future of orphans. 30 million to upgrade government buildings infrastructure to be OKU friendly. 10 million for independent living centers and the government instructor training and rehabilitation center to implement training and mentoring programs for the disabled. Furthermore, the other impact of Budget 2022 will be improved citizens' education level. First, 14.5 billion provide for children's schooling supplies, 1 billion for school maintenance and upgrading works. 50 million to fund the purchase of teaching aids and to improve the facilities in special needs schools. Parenting Siswa Keluarga Malaysia provide 450 million to supply a tablet to every B14 student in institution of higher learning. 6.6 billion for technical and vocational education and training (TVET). Government also increased the Orang Asli secondary school students' subsistence rate to 4 ringgit per day. 10 million provide to encourage and educate children in Sabah and Sarawak to deepen their knowledge. 6.6 billion also is allocated for educational purpose to Bumi Putera institutions.
Hi, I am Yikok Wei from ACC 4218 and now I'm going to present about one of the impact on the tax implication for the business. The one of the impact are the issuance tax exemption for foreign sources income. Malaysia government has decided not to tax individual taxpayers on foreign sources income, reversing a budget plan from 2022 to do so. The following kind of foreign sources income are tax exempted if dividend obtained by corporation and limited liability partnership and income received by individual taxpayer in all form. From 1 January year 2022 to 31 December year 2026, the income tax exemption is imposed. According to the Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia, dividend tax exemption will encourage additional investment to be repatriated to Malaysia and strengthen the country's position as a location for regional headquarters. Government has increased stamp duty on share contact note, bringing the stamp duty ceiling to 1,000 ringgit per note. From 1 January year 2022 to 31 December year 2026, the remittance applied to all contact note is issued by all stock listed on Malaysia stock market. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello Miss, I'm Chan Ming Hao. Now I want to present the last impact of the Malaysia Budget 2022. The ease of doing business is our last impact that we present. The government process to extend the tax deduction of up to 300,000 ringgit on the cost of renovating and refurbishing business premises until 31st December 2022 to comply with relevant SOP requirements such as ventilation and customer seating. Additionally, for companies registered under SAFER, a further tax deduction of up to 50,000 ringgit on rental expenses of employees. Accommodation permits will be extended until 31st December 2022. To increase opportunity for participation in government procurement, we will also simplify the requirements for registration, where companies registering for the first time will only be required to pay 150 ringgit compared to 450 ringgit before this. In addition, companies operating in Soho business permits, share partition, and co-working space are also allowed to register. To make it more convenient for business visitor and investor, a business traveler center was opened at KLIA. The center facilitates the arrival of short-term business visitors who are exempt from mandatory quarantine subject to strict SOP complaints. Next year, a similar one-stop center will be set up in Johor for short-term business visitors from Singapore at a cost of 10 million ringgit. Here got 4 tax treatment in Malaysia Budget 2022. First is deferment of income tax installment payments for MSME for 6 months until 30 June 2022. Second, that all businesses are allowed to amend the estimated income tax papers on the 11th month before 31st October 2022. Third is a special tax deduction to the owner of buildings or business premises who provide rental reduction to tenants of at least 30% from the original rate be extended until June 2022. And fourth, that accumulate and absorbed business loss tax treatments that can be carried forward be reviewed from 7 consecutive years of assessment to a maximum of 10 consecutive years of assessment. That's all the impact of the easy of doing business. Now I will pass to Fang Ying to do a conclusion.
After hearing all impacts my group mates present, we can conclude that the Budget 2022 sought to relieve the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic through the grant of numerous tax deductions and relief to taxpayers and business. Given the tax measurements and relief, we can see that the budget has covered a wide spectrum in terms of tax deductions and incentive for business, employment, cost of living, and others that will help to endure and propel economic activities, rebuild economic resilience, and reform agenda against the effect of prolonged COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, that brings us to the end of this presentation. Thank you everyone for listening.